In less than 2 months, Connecticut crowds will be speaking in hushed tones and walking the greens, along with the best golfers in the world at the Travelers Championship at the TPC River Highlands in Cromwell. Perhaps even more impressive, though, than the play on the course are the benefits the state reaps from the tournament proceeds. Here to talk about the enormous contribution the golf tournament makes to the state is Nathan Grube, tournament director for the Travelers Championship, Jennie Davis, tournament chair from the Greater Hartford Jaycees, and Amanda Garbatini from the Hole in the Wall Gang Camp. Thanks all of you for coming. Let's start off, Jennie, with you telling us a little bit about the history of the tournament.
Well, our tournament started back in 1952 as the Insurance City Open. The Greater Hartford Jaycees founded the tournament as a fundraising opportunity. All of the proceeds go back to the chapter, which go back to the state in grants, which we do now. We didn't have that until 1970, and scholarships, but also through the various projects that we run.
And Nathan, if you could talk about the role when the PGA got involved and how that works.
Absolutely. It's one of the most unique professional sports properties that's out there, because what you have is you have these tournaments that really don't have owners. You know, I mean, the charities, in essence, are the owners of the tournaments, and so the players will come in and they'll play for these large purses, but everything that is made within the community or any profits from the tournament go back to the community. It's very different than the NFL, Major League Baseball, where there's owners, and if there's a World Series and teams do well, the owners make a lot of money. If the tournaments do well and the crowds come out and you have a good tournament, that means the charities get more money. So it's a very unique business model that I think separates the PGA Tour from every other professional sports organization out there.
And I don't even think that half the people who love the golf and attend it, I'm not sure that they necessarily even know that it's a lot of goodwill.
It is. It rolls off the tongue to say, hey, all event proceeds go to charity. But if you stop and actually think about that, 100% of what this tournament makes goes back to charity, and no other organization could say that. And that's why the tour gives more than any other organization combined.
And it's not chump change, right?
No, it's not. I mean, since Jennie mentioned, since 1952, the tournament's generated more than $27 million for charity. And last year we generated over $1 million for charity that stays here in the state. And you're right, that's not chump change.
Right. And Jennie, give me an idea of some of the charities that do benefit. We're looking at some video, a big check that gave out.
Well, we actually have about 40 projects that our chapter runs, between 40 and 60 a year. We also give out grants through our foundation, scholarships, different mini grants that go to organizations right here in Hartford or across the state. We have the Greater Hartford Jaycee Boathouse is probably one of the best examples. A lot of people don't know that it is actually named after us.
Right.
But we've also given to Ebony Horsewomen. We've donated proceeds from different events to different children's organizations. Habitat for Humanity we take part in every year.
Nice.
We also do a project called Project Harvest at Thanksgiving. We give out about 3,000 Thanksgiving Day dinners, not just a turkey, but stuffing, green beans, the whole yard for families in Hartford.
And another one of the primary beneficiaries is, of course, the Hole in the Wall Gang Camp. And Amanda, if you would tell us first of all, because you have a very personal story involved with the camp. Tell us about that.
Well, I was a former camper in 1998 and through 2002. I was diagnosed with a rare cancer, and Hole in the Wall really changed my life. Before I went to camp, I was very sad and angry that I was sick and losing my hair, and camp really made me feel just so accepted and loved, and like I wasn't alone. I was no longer isolated as the girl who was sick or the girl who had cancer. I met other kids who had cancer, and I was able to form these just lifelong bonds.
And now you work there.
I do.
That's excellent. And tell us, this year you're focusing particularly on hospital outreach. Tell us about that.
Yes. Travelers and the Travelers Championship is donating the money to our hospital outreach program, which serves over 15,000 children each year through bedside visits at CCMC and all across the Northeast.
And hospital outreach, explain to people what that is exactly.
Well, we pick the best counselors, and they are paid salary employees, and they go and visit the kids in the hospitals and bring camp to kids who can't or are too sick to come to camp. So it really, it's expanding our outreach and making camp grow.
Right, absolutely. And Nathan, this is an enormous undertaking, the tournament itself, right?
It's unique. There's 9 staff members that work on the tournament year-round. But that's just the beginning. Jennie represents, I think, what is good about the PGA Tour. She heads up the volunteer organization, and it takes 4,500 volunteers to put on the tournament. And again, that number kind of rolls off, but I mean, that doesn't happen at other sporting events. I joke about it. I mean, you don't see volunteers working at Fenway or the stadium or Citi Field saying, hey, we just took some vacation and we're going to, run the concession stands or we're going to run the parking lot. It just doesn't happen on the PGA Tour. Jennie is our lead volunteer that leads this group with the Jaycees, that they donate their time, they volunteer, and because they do that, the tournament is able to give back all the proceeds to charity.
And aside from the Hole in the Wall Gang Camp and the Greater Hartford Jaycees, there's a number, more than 100 other organizations that tell us a little bit about some of those.
Sure. Again, it's easy to get excited about because not only do we give directly to the Jaycees and to camp, to phenomenal organizations, there's also over 130 other charities last year that got involved in our Birdies for Charity program and our Chip In for Charity program. Quite simply put, any 501c3 in the state that wants to raise money, in the region actually, can use our tournament to fundraise. We do all the expenses. One's a pledge-based program and one's a ticket sale campaign where we turn over basically assets and inventory to charities. They sell it, raise the money, and they get 100% of whatever they make.
Wow.
And it is, again, it rolls off your tongue, but any charity can get involved with this tournament to raise money. And that's these 130 other charities when we do our check distribution in the fall and we're giving out all these checks and they're sitting there going, I can't believe how easy that was,
Yeah,
and we're like, well,
right.
tell 10 friends, because that's one of the unique aspects of having a PGA Tour event in your region. We are a nonprofit. We are actually run by a nonprofit, and that's one of the benefits of being able to do it.
And is it too late to get involved for this year, or?
Absolutely not. No, we still have, it's just under 2 months, but we still have plenty of time for charities to get involved. They can go to the website, travelerschampionship.com, sign your charity up, and you can absolutely start to fundraise right now.
All right. Well, thank you very much. I know that went by very quickly. I appreciate you all coming here and giving us a little bit of your stories. Thanks to Nathan Grube, Tournament Director for the Travelers Championship, Jennie Davis, Tournament Chair from the Greater Hartford Jaycees, and Amanda Garbatini from the Hole in the Wall Gang Camp. Ahead, Nathan is going to stick around and he's going to talk about the tournament at the heart of all of this goodwill.